Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of our podcast called the Motorcycle Podcast. और आज के इस एपिसोड में हम बात करेंगे अपनी फेवरेट बुक्स की. तो चलिए मिलते हैं इंट्रो के बाद एंड लेट्स टॉक अबाउट आवर फेवरेट बुक्स. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of your favorite two-wheeler podcast called the Motorcycle Podcast. 3 back-to-back episodes भरत के साथ करने के बाद we are back with another episode where we are going to reveal our favorite books. तो guys, because of this current wave हम लोग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं अभी दोबारा से स्टूडियो में, but we'll be back in the studio soon. तब तक के लिए आप मुझे सुनो and keep listening to our podcast in whatever app you prefer. तो आज हम बात करेंगे of our favorite books. आज हमारी कुछ पर्सनल फेवरेट बुक्स की हम बात करेंगे. ऑफ कोर्स उसमें कुछ पॉपुलर चॉइसेस नहीं है, बट ये हमारी फेवरेट बुक्स हैं. इनफैक्ट मेरी फेवरेट बुक्स हैं दैट आई लाइक टू रीड व्हेन आई वांट टू गेट मोटिवेटेड टू राइड ऑन द हाईवेज और टू लर्न अबाउट मोटरसाइकिलिंग इन जनरल. तो चलिए बात करते हैं जुपिटर्स ट्रैवल बाय टेड साइमन. So this book was published in 1979. It is a book by Ted Simon which narrates his 4-year, 126,000 kilometer journey across 45 nations on a Triumph Tiger 100, which was a 500cc motorcycle from the years 1973 to 1977. Now, during the 1970s, जब मोटरसाइकिल ट्रैवल इतना पॉपुलर नहीं था, that time Ted Simon decided to take a journey across 45 nations on a fantastic bike. तो उसका नरेशन इस बुक में है. This is regarded as one of the early books on motorcycle. जैसे मैं पहले बता रहा था, राइडिंग क्रॉस कंट्री was unheard of. तब टेड साइमन ने ये ब्रिलियंट बुक लिखी है. Now, in this time frame of 4 years, he managed to ride 78,000 miles, जो मैंने पहले आपको किलोमीटर्स में बताया था, across 45 countries, living with the common man as well as the presidents. Yes guys, इतने सारे experiences right from the common man to the highest honorable person in the country, which is of course the president. He managed to stay in prisons, palaces and many more locations during his journey. He also went through some wars which were happening in those countries and some revolutions in those countries which were happening at that point of time. Imagine a guy in the 70s जहाँ पे बहुत सारी countries में wars, famine, revolutions और तरह तरह की issues हो रहे थे. उसके बीच में the guy traveled to 45 countries at that point of time when it was unheard of, literally unheard of. That is why it is one of the premier books in the motorcycling world, and you should definitely get a copy of this book. Now, what distinguishes this book from other motorcycle riding books is the fact that Simon was an accomplished writer as well. क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा होता है, lot of books authors, उनको experiences होते हैं, but they are not writers, so they are not able to properly narrate their journey. तो इसीलिए ये book is very well penned because Ted Simon was a writer, so he could pen his story in a better way than others who wrote these kind of writing books. So in the last 25 years, when this book was originally published, it has become one of the foremost books on riding and motorcycle life in general. It has been an inspiration for many to travel, including the likes of Hollywood superstar and avid rider Ewan McGregor. जी हाँ, of course ये book बहुत ही बढ़िया है. It is one of the classic books on motorcycle riding and motorcycle life. Definitely go and check out this book. You can buy a paperback copy as well as you can pick up a copy for your Kindle or your tab. So go ahead and check out this book. This was the first recommendation, Jupiter Travels by Ted Simon. Now talking about Ewan McGregor, as I told you earlier, the next book we're going to talk about is Long Way Around, authored by Ewan McGregor, Charlie Bowman and Robert Ehrlich. Now this was originally a British television series which documented 19,000 mile or 31,000 kilometer motorbike journey along with his best friend Charlie Bowman from London to New York City. तो ये book release हुई थी 2004 में, just after the series that happened in one of the BBC channels. So basically, we also at that point of time saw this amazing TV series first, and then later on I picked up the book. तो ये बहुत ही amazing TV series थी. Ewan McGregor again is a very famous actor, and his friend Charlie Bowman, who is a bike enthusiast. इन दोनों ने डिसाइड किया कि let's just go and ride across various countries and continents and see where we can go by taking these fantastic bikes. Of course, जैसे मैंने पहले बताया था, पुरानी बुक थी टेड साइमन वाली Jupiter's Travels, जिसकी वजह से एवन मैकग्रेगर got inspired to do this TV series at first, and then he penned his entire experience in a book in 2004. Now to ride at that point of time, they took the BMW R1150 GS adventure bikes, which was sponsored by BMW Motorrad. It was one of the first riding vlogs. Yes, we see a lot of those today, where the famous actor and his friend Charlie Bowman rode eastwards towards Europe and Asia, and then flew to Alaska and continued their journey by road to New York. बहुत ही लंबी और बहुत ही elaborate riding journey थी. Now, the series actually aired from 18 October to 1st February 2005. So you can check out this book. आपको ये book कहीं भी available हो जाएगी in digital or in paperback editions. I have the paperback edition. If you like, you can download it. Download the digital edition on your Amazon app or on your Google Play Store. So go and check out this book. It's a fantastic narrated journey. A first vlog, as we say, of this fantastic actor and his friend Charlie Bowman. Go and check it out. We highly recommend this book. So ये हो गया Long Way Around, which was our second book that we recommend. And let's talk about the third book that we want to recommend in this podcast, which is The Long Way Down book. A Long Way Down was a book authored by, again, Ewan McGregor, Charlie Bowman and Robert Oleg, based on the second edition of the Long Way Around series. The Long Way Around series happened in 2004, right? उसके बाद उन्होंने इसका second part बनाया in 2007, जब ये book published हुई थी. सबसे पहले ये TV series बनी. It captured the motorcycle journey undertaken by Ewan McGregor and Charlie Bowman, where they started off in John O'Groats in Scotland, and जहाँ का Ewan McGregor है, of course, go through 18 countries in Europe and Africa to finish in Cape Town, South Africa. जैसे कि पहले बुक में they went through entire of the Americas, Asia. यहाँ पे they traveled to Europe and through Africa. तो ये second part था first journey का, जिसको हम Long Way Down बोलते हैं, जिसको उन्होंने नाम दिया Long Way Down का. In this one, they rode the BMW R1200 GS Adventure, and this journey started on 12th May and finished on 4th August 2007. So, 3-4 years के बाद, they decided to take another journey, जहाँ पे उन्होंने again BMW bikes में ride किया, and they had another fantastic experience, which they penned into this brilliant book. So you can go and check out this book. तो ये 3 पार्ट हैं सीरीज के, which is the first one was of course a Long Way Around. ये है Long Way Down, which is the second part, and they have another sequel, which is the Long Way Up series. तो fantastic book again. ये दोनों sequels हैं, you can buy it. अगर आपको Long Way Down पढ़नी है तो आप Long Way Around भी पढ़ लेना. These are fantastic books. तो go and check out these books. These are available everywhere. जैसे मैंने बताया था, paperback में भी हैं. मेरे पास paperback है, आप digital भी पता कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो अब बात करेंगे फोर्थ बुक की, called Sons of Thunder by Neil Bradford, which has its collection of fantastic stories by legendary riders or writers in the motorcycling world. So इसमें stories featured हैं T.E. Lawrence की, Roald Dahl की, Melissa Holbrook Pearson की, Robert Hughes की, Hunter S. Thompson की, Ted Hughes की, Tom Gunn की, and Robert Pearson, जो कि है एक बहुत ही फेमस Zen and the Art of the Motorcycle Maintenance के ऑथर. उन सब की स्टोरीज इस थ्रिलिंग बुक में पब्लिश्ड हैं, वेयर ही स्टेट्स, जहाँ वो बताते हैं वैरायटी ऑफ स्टोरीज. इट इज़ अ ब्रिलियंट बुक, और इसमें अब शॉर्ट स्टोरीज हैं, यू कैन रीड एंड क्विकली फिनिश दो स्टोरीज एंड यू गेट टू नो कि इन लोगों को क्या क्या एक्सपीरियंसेस हुए हैं विद देयर मोटरसाइकिल्स, विद देयर राइडिंग, विद देयर लाइफ। तो यहाँ पे ये सारे ऑथर्स इस बुक में अपनी अपनी स्टोरीज बताते हैं एंड दे टॉक अबाउट हाउ मोटरसाइकिल चेंज देयर वे ऑफ लिविंग लाइफ। तो दिस इज अ ब्रिलियंट बुक। अगर आपको सबके बारे में जानना है एंड यू वांट टू रीड शॉर्ट स्टोरीज about motorcycle and how this is one of the mankind's greatest inventions, you can go and buy this book. तो Sons of Thunder है, available है, pick up कर लो, नील ब्रैडफोर्ड की है and go and check out this fantastic book. मेरे पास again इसका paperback edition है, आप इसका digital edition भी pick up कर सकते हो. So read it is a fantastic book. और अगर आपको ज़्यादा लंबी स्टोरीज नहीं पढ़नी है, so this will be a great book for all of you to read during these times. तो ये थी Sons of Thunder और हम बात करते हैं फाइनल बुक की, which is our 5th top book that you can read and it is called Riding Towards Me. Now this book is an absolute amazing find for me. I'll tell you why. This book is by Jay Kanayan and it tells a story about a guy who basically tells a story about a guy who basically had a life fantastically well off life in United States, where the guy was an engineer, but is about a man who gave up everything. Yes, he gave up his epic engineering job in the US, where he was getting paid a lot, to ride his motorcycle back home to India by the longest route possible. Now imagine this, you're a guy in the 90s where you got a job in the US, earn a lot of money, but you decided to give it all up to ride a motorcycle back home to India by the longest route possible so that you can cover as much as possible. Now this is an epic book about an epic journey where the guy took 3 years, 3 months and he rode through Latin America, Europe, Africa and reach New Delhi in 2013. Now imagine you cover 3 continents, 3 major continents when you ride, I think for the first time, and you go through so much. You're riding continuously for 3 years and 3 months, and imagine the experiences you had during that time. मतलब आप सोचो कि एक बंदे के पास सब कुछ है लेकिन वो छोड़ के he goes for a ride and so many countries से कितने सारे experiences उसे मिले होंगे, and all of this experiences have been penned in this book. ये book बहुत ही amazing है and it was a find for me जब मैं ढूंढ रहा था अच्छी motorcycle books to read, because all of those books they were known books in motorcycling. This was an absolute brilliant find for me. He went through remote Mayan villages. He was in higher altitudes, deserted, isolated. He went through Caribbean and Atlantic voyages. He went through humility. He made a lot of friends and he rode through a lot of superb, amazing landscapes which were there in all the continents. This book depicts the author's go with the flow attitude and delivers a story of global trails मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ अब, and an adventure filled insight which brought him fame among the off-road motorcycle fraternity. तो अब आप सोचो 3 continents, कितनी सारी countries, इतने सारे experiences होंगे इस book में, and ये उस टाइम इतनी epic journey थी कि जब वो इंडिया आए तो he got so much love from the riding fraternity. Go and check out this book and we recommend you read all of these books and especially this one and tell us what you think about these books. अगर आपने पहले पढ़ रखी हैं तो आप कमेंट करके बताओ, सोशल मीडिया में कमेंट करो. We'll pin this post there as well. We will give you some digital links जहाँ से आप ये बुक्स खरीद सकते हो. You can go and check out all of these books which are available digitally as well. Like, share, subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media to check out our content. यहाँ पे मैं एपिसोड खत्म करता हूँ.